What's going on, y'all? My name is Brianna LaShawn. I'm a mindset coach and accountability partner. A lot of y'all have been following me for a while. I appreciate the support. So something that I want to talk about today is going from living in survival to living in creation. Most of us, I feel, right, have lived in survival most of our life. And once you get on this journey of personal growth and development, you realize thoughts create your reality. Life is the imagination expressed, all of these different things. And for me, I don't know about for you, but for me, it was mind blowing and it made all the sense in the world because I wouldn't have gotten where I've gotten if I didn't think the way that I did. But when I could start using that to my advantage to get results, it was a game changer for me. So just a little bit, not too much about me, is I was in the military for 5 years, 9 months, 2 days. Once I got out of the military, I completely lost my identity, and that really sent me on this path of personal growth and development. I had to figure it out, right? Well, I didn't have to, but I was one of the ones that was like, I had to. I really started experiencing living in creation many times before. But it would be a short amount of time before I would revert back to going into survival, because living in creation didn't feel like anxiety. Living in creation didn't feel like stress. Living in creation didn't feel like I gotta go out there and get it or I'm not gonna survive, right? And right now in my life is the longest I've been without that feeling of constant stress. And what I've realized about that is it has at times left me feeling unmotivated, because I was always motivated by, I gotta get this bill paid, I gotta eat, that's what I was motivated by. I'm no longer motivated by survival. I can just create without it having to be, I've gotta have this. I don't know if anybody on here can relate to this, but I think this is perfect for the ones that can, for me to be able to help you understand how I'm getting through this. If you're someone who's in this space, congratulations, right? Because a lot of people stay in survival and they don't even know the difference between survival and creation. And I will say that a great book for you to read is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. The way that he breaks this down, he can be very sciencey, but for me, I could understand it, and I believe you can understand it as well. Google the words if you have to. So yes, you can, I know for me, I'm talking solely from my perspective and my experience, right? I'm not speaking from someone else's experience. So if you hear from someone else something different, cool. This is just from me and my experience. So there will be times where I would be unmotivated to do things. And so I think this is where a lot of people will get comfortable. It's like, okay, now I no longer have to survive and I'm cool, I'm good. I don't need anything else. The bills are paid. The food is on the table. I can go do what I want, when I want, to an extent, right? I'm the best I've ever been. So a lot of people stay there. And when you get comfortable, that's what your new bondage is. But creating goals for yourself is extremely important. And not just any old goal, not a goal you think you can do, not a goal that if you do everything perfect, then you can achieve. A goal that's really going to trigger your thoughts of, I don't know if I'm enough. That is the voice that you need to push past in order to obtain more, to become more. And so typically what people will do is, okay, so they're in their comfort zone, right? And they set out to do something and it triggers something in them and their programming takes over. They revert back to the behaviors that they didn't want to do in the first place, right? And so a lot of, it's be, do, have. Become the person to do the thing to have the stuff. And what a lot of people do is they just try to jump to have instead of becoming the person. Let's say someone wins the lottery and they win all this money, but they still have a impoverished mentality. A lot of those people end up worse off than they were in the first place because they never changed their inner dialogue or the reason they got those results. And the way to get through this is to reprogram your subconscious, which we talk about all the time in the Champion Circle that meets every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you'd love to come join us, come join us. But I will give you something that's going to work for you even right now. I'm going to give you one of the very things that I know has driven my results, which is visualization. A lot of people don't use visualization, and I didn't put this down, but one of the main reasons I think people don't visualize is because they have so many chains on their mind, right? They have the belief that they're too old. They have the belief that they don't have the money. You don't have to know how you're going to accomplish or obtain what you want to. You don't have to know how. I am a testament to that. You don't have to know how. But these are the things that come to mind, and they immediately say, oh, well, it's not possible for me, or I can't do that, or they put something that they can accomplish, right? But in order to get something, you have to be able to see it. You have to be able to see yourself having it. So something that I would suggest when it comes to visualization is build your discipline up. You know, like, and it doesn't have to be anything outrageous. When I first started building my discipline up, I literally started with washing the dishes every single night. I made a commitment to myself that I'm not going to leave any dishes in the sink regardless of the way that I feel. How we are in one way, we tend to be on others. That bled into other areas of my life of discipline. A lot of people think you have to go out and do a CrossFit challenge every day in order to be disciplined, but it's really, for me, it was keeping that small promise to myself no matter what. And don't get it twisted, it was difficult at times for me to wash those darn dishes. I know for some people this sounds ridiculous, but even if it's not washing the dishes, if it's something else, just find your discipline. But if you're interested in learning more of how to reprogram your subconscious, I have a program in the Champion Circle where we will help you recreate your self-image. Dedicate time every single day to just visualize. When you visualize, number one, if you can have a certain space that's dedicated just for your visualization, whether you have somewhere that's outdoors on a balcony, or you have a room that you can dedicate towards that, or a certain area of your house where you get like a little beanie bag chairs, one of those, and you literally, that's your visualization chair. That's what you do. Another thing that I love to do is I love instrumentals. I love classical music. I love dark orchestral music. I love the stuff that, you know, that they have behind the motivational videos with like Eric Thomas, Jim Rohn, all of them. I like to play that type of music while I'm visualizing as well, because it will bring out an emotion in me. And the emotion is the magnet to your manifestation. I can go deeper into that into another video, but what does it feel like? You want to get the feeling of abundance in every area of your life. When you set out to visualize, let's say you got a beanbag chair and you sit down and you light some incense, some Palo Santo, whatever you need, right? And you sit down to visualize. Don't think about how it's gonna happen. Don't think about where you're gonna get the resources from. Just think about, what is your relationship with money like? What is your relationship with your family like? What is your relationship with your significant other like? What is your relationship with your health and your body like? One thing I love to visualize is being in the gym and what it feels like to push the weight and push through like the workout regardless of how hard it was. You can visualize these things, and I'm telling you, you will shock yourself. The reason why things are the way they are right now is because you think the way that you do. Now you have to reprogram yourself and think a different way, right? But what most people are doing is most people are only living by their 5 sense reality, like your physical reality. Most people are allowing the effect to be the cause instead of causing an effect. And then lastly, the biggest thing I've realized for me is being detached. Not always looking outside of you to see, is it there yet? Has it changed? This has to filter out. Everything in your physical reality right now is the past. It's your past thoughts, states, behaviors, like this is the past. So sometimes it's gonna have to filter itself out, but be detached. Be detached, be detached. The more clingy or needy you are for something, the more it runs away from you. I know for me personally, I don't want nobody who's all needy and clingy. I'm like, yo, get it back up. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing when it comes to money, people, your goals, right? Stop looking to see, is it there yet? Is it there yet? Be detached, it's already yours. But that's also how you'll know if you're living in survival or creation, because when you're in creation, you're not thinking, is it there yet? You know it's already yours. Last thing I have down here for you is to allow your programming to take over. Another thing that Dr. Joe Dispenza mentions in his book is that we are running on autopilot. We think we're in the driver's seat throughout the day, but we're on autopilot. Our programming is taking over throughout most of the day. It's so many things we do are just habitual. So what you want to do is you want to reprogram yourself for success. You may have a failure program right now. So regardless of what you try to do, if you think you're a failure subconsciously, that's what's going to happen. That's going to be your results. I'm telling you right now, if you dedicate an hour a day to visualize, you'll come and join my community, because you'll know I know what I'm talking about. And if you don't join the community, you'll shoot me a DM. Take the chains off of your mind, man. Think differently. Most people don't even want to think. Most people don't think. You won't find many people that even just sit down and visualize. But try it out and let me know. If you have any questions down in the comment, let me know down in the comments and I'll get back to y'all. All right, y'all. Peace.